20 seconds. The sound suppression water system has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy waves. Go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and the final liftoff of Discovery. A tribute to the dedication, hard work, and pride of America's Space Shuttle team. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
We are at the Air and Space Museum right outside of Dallas Airport. I think it's called Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy. I don't know why they had to make the name so difficult to say, but we're here to see a space shuttle before the government ships it to Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. So here we go. So the first thing you see when you come down onto the floor is the SR-71. When they flew it here from the Pacific coast, it took 7 miles over the Atlantic Ocean to turn it around to land it here at Dallas Airport to put it in the museum. Just a huge aircraft, the SR-71, made by Lockheed Martin. And so here it is, Space Shuttle Discovery. Don't know how long I'm going to be sitting in this space, as some senators from Texas put in a big beautiful bill to ship it to Houston, Texas. And they've been told to get it ready to move. So thought I'd come down and see it one last time. Space shuttle is the big thing when you're standing next to it. You can see the landing gear. You can see the towels. And this is Space Shuttle Discovery, in case I didn't say, in case you didn't know. Very rough looking. It's not what you see on TV as being all smooth. It's got a very rough surface to it. And this is exactly the way it came after its last mission. It was shipped here, flown here. How often do you almost get to walk almost underneath the space shuttle? Here's the main engines on Shuttle Discovery. You can walk right underneath them. Here's the underneath of Space Shuttle Discovery.
48 seconds, and we're transferring to orbiter internal power. Discovery is now running on 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start at T-minus 31 seconds. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. 20 seconds. The sound suppression water system has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy waves. Go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and the final liftoff of Discovery. A tribute to the dedication, hard work, and pride of America's Space Shuttle team. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
So here's the arm, that robotic arm that goes inside the shuttle bay. It's almost the whole length of the shuttle. Of course it is. But see what this airplane is. First time I flew was in September of 1943. You can pause the screen and read it for yourself. I'm not a very good reader. Here's a German aircraft. A lot of these names are hard for me to pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. And everybody knows what this plane is. This is the Enola Gay. And here's an Air France Concorde. They said one of the biggest complaints that they got from the passengers with these planes was the windows are too small. Well, I don't know what you're going to see when it's flying speeds of faster than Mach 1 across the Atlantic Ocean. So, but you can see the windows are pretty small. So this is the Red Bull Stratus capsule. This is the one, you can look it up on the interweb. On October 14th, 2012, a guy jumped out of this thing on the edge of space and free-falled back to Earth. You can look it up on the internet. There's a video. It's pretty cool. But this is the actual capsule that they used. So I'm going to start here right with the tail number. Tell you a little story. This is a FedEx plane. I'll show you the whole plane in just a second. But the rear tail number, N8FE. Usually the tail numbers go by how many planes you have. Well, at this particular time, FedEx only had one plane. But they rolled this thing out of the hangar with N8FE, and the competition thought they had more than one plane because it's the number 8. So I'll have to tell you what year it is here in just a second. So in 1973, FedEx rolled out overnight delivery by aircraft, and they put over 500 of these planes in the service, and this being the first one. And I showed you the tail number, which is N8FE. They fooled the competition to think that they had 8 of these, when in fact they only had 1 at the time. Here's a look at how big an Air Force plane is compared to a Cessna. Side-by-side comparison right here. It's a West Virginia Air Guard plane. I'm sure it's got some history to it. Here's another look at that Air France Concorde from the other side. Here we got some helicopters. Bell Model 30. Ship 1A Geneva. Genevieve. I told you I wasn't good at pronouncing stuff. This was the first helicopter with 2 blades rotor system. I wonder what they had before that. Oh, I guess they just had the 1 blade, and I guess they had that second small blade on there. So Dwight Eisenhower was the first president to fly aboard this helicopter on July 12th, 1957. This was an escape helicopter that, in case the Soviet Union attacked the United States, they was gonna put the president on it and ship him to a remote location. Yep, and that's what it is. So this is one of the first Goodyear blimp airship control cars. It's a C-49, whatever that means, but of course you'd have the big balloon on top of this. So I'll give you the overview of some of the jets in here. You got one of the Blue Angels jets. And got some other jets down here. So now we're up in the observation tower. Alright, so that's going to conclude our trip today. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you in a few days because we're getting ready to take another big trip. Alright.